Hey, YouTube! How the fuck are you guys doing? Well, this is NFG Podcast Episode 23. I just kind of wanted to talk about what I had going on, see if anybody comes in here, see how everything's going. This cold, or I guess it would be cold February, end of the year type bullshit, you know? Absolutely sucks ass. See if this is even on. There we go. See if anybody comes on. It's a little earlier than what I normally do. You know, it's a little bit earlier. Ugh. Still nobody watching. Wow. Guess it's going to take a little bit for everything to get pulled up. You know, what's today's date? Shit, I think it's the 21st. Tear this off. Oh. There we go. If anybody comes on, usually probably not, because everybody's fucking around, you know. Well, let's see, what have we been doing? Me and my wife went on vacation to the Dominican Republic. If you've never been to another country, I highly suggest about it. The Dominican Republic was pretty cool. It was nice to see other people's, the way that other people live. You know what I'm saying? The Dominican Republic is definitely... hold on here. The Dominican Republic is pretty cool. We got to see a bunch of stuff. Like, I've never been to a third world shithole. It was a third world shithole. They do have a lot of dump trucks down there. Not a single DOT officer in sight, which was nice, because there is some shit there that wouldn't pass DOT anywhere. But you know it was pretty sweet. But the Dominican Republic was pretty cool. Small little island full of trash. We went to some like all-inclusive fucking vacation area. It was all right. Felt totally safe. Didn't felt, that it was dangerous or anything like that. What's going on there, drivers? So that was pretty cool. Our vacation did get ruined, just drivers and all that type of stuff ruins vacations. Workload ruins vacations. No, we're not running Shamrock to Phillipsburg. That's a no-go there. That's put in the shitter. We're not doing very much for work right now. Like, it's been like a struggle. Like, we get a couple work for a couple days and then it disappears. Work for a couple days. It's just all over the place. Yeah, third world shithole, man. No, it's not that they were running way overweight. It's that they had, like, the tires on them were all bald. I mean, every one of them was bald as shit. Let's see what else. Every one of them was bald as shit. There was just a bunch of other stuff that you saw. Yeah, no tarp. Well, they did have tarps. They had flip tarps. They did do that. It was a lot of older Mack trucks, like just tandem axle Mack trucks, and they were fucking rough. Like, I saw one driving down the road with no hood, and they had headlights bolted to the front bumper, like on the top of the front bumper. That was their headlights. It was crazy. Never seen anything like it. Just out driving down the fucking road. I guess you wouldn't have to worry about it overheating, because there's no hood on her, Nobody cared. It was crazy. third world shithole is what it was. No, we ain't running out of Phillipsburg. We are running out of Shamrock, but we were not. We have not run the Phillipsburg to Shamrock Hall. Got shut down. I don't know, a month or two ago. I ain't doing it. Yeah, I'd say they got low overhead, man. It's crazy. Maybe Hoke is in charge, but we haven't been doing anything. I don't run for Hoke. I run with my own stuff. They, maybe they let that guy run more than me. I really don't know. They told me it was over and that they moved everybody to Cedarville, then they cut that off. Yeah, Dominican Republic is no fucks given. The food was all right. I had a great time. They have no Mountain Dew there. Me and my wife took a private tour of like kind of where we were in Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic. Like the guy was really cool. He did take us to the Jumbos, which is kind of like a Target / Meijer / Home Depot / Kroger's all wrapped up into one to get cans of Mountain Dew. So that was pretty cool. The guy took us in there. I bought 12 of them, I did not see Brian Van Dyne over there. I did see, I would say that his maintenance schedule does line up with how they did it in the Dominican Republic. I will tell you that. A lot of shoddy shit, if you will. So like maybe he came from over there and like that's where he learned like how to maintenance his trucks. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that shit. I don't know what the exchange rate is. I couldn't tell you. Alrighty, I couldn't tell you. My wife got all the money. I had no money basically the whole time I was there. I think I walked around with like $2 in my pocket. I have no idea what I'm doing. No, I don't work under RG. I don't work for RG or anything else. I wasn't vacationing like a pimp. My mom is a part of this vacation club, and she gets a free week of vacations, like in her like timeshare thing. So as me and Brittany's Christmas gift, she gave us one free week to whatever. All we had to do was pay to get ourselves there. And that's what we got. No, there's no salt to haul. There's no salt to haul because there is no salt physically on the ground in the whatever you want to call it, in the state of Ohio. Not where we're at. I do not haul salt for what I would say municipalities or like the DOT or any place like that. I do not haul salt by the ton anymore. That is a lost art. We are not doing that anymore. I will not haul salt by the ton. I only haul salt by the hour, and that's just the way we're going to do it. If I only do 1 day a week hauling salt by the hour, it pays that 1 day pays the same as 5 days running salt for the municipalities. So I'm really not interested in doing that anymore. It just doesn't make viable sense for me or the drivers anymore. So we're not doing that. If that makes any sense. A lot of people are down there hauling it for salt. Like I know that a company I work for that I haul gravel for, they sent some of their trucks down there just to find something to do. And let me tell you, I think the driver said she hauled 3 loads and it paid $56 for the day to her. I was like, yeah, we're not doing that. 3 loads paid $350 to the truck. It's not, what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? It makes no sense to haul this shit like that. It's just not, Yeah, $56 is what the driver made. You got to think, $350. You know, like 30% of that or 28% of that is, you know what I'm saying? We just $350 is what the truck got paid. 0.28. Yeah, $98. I'm sorry, $98 the driver got paid. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like, man, it's not worth it. And they were down there 10 hours. That means you get paid $9.80 an hour. You know, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, a lot of this stuff is just, it's absolutely bullshit. You know, like what's going on is just legitimately not good. So, yeah, I got some new trucks coming. There's a picture of one right there. I bought a one T880 power hood, and Brittany's company bought one T880 power hood. And then we have some Peterbilts coming, and then we have shit. What do we got? We got some Peterbilts coming, and we have some W9s. I bought 3 W9s. I bought 5 Kenworths and I think 3 Peterbilts. No, I'm not getting a 7-axle W900. No, not with a coffin sleeper. No, that would weigh too much. I did buy some W9s. Them W9s I kind of like. We pay all of our drivers percentage. You know, we pay all our stuff. I pay mine percentage. Well, there you go. 7-axle W990 with a coffin sleeper. There's no way it's 26,000 pounds empty. No fucking way. No fucking way. No fucking way. Nope. Not, I mean, unless you bought like the MX-9 in that thing, but then they wouldn't let you build a W990. There's no way. It may weigh 26,000 pounds with no bed on it. You know what I'm saying? With no fucking bed on it. But once you put an aluminum bed on there, that thing is going to weigh fucking 32,000. Especially with a coffin sleeper. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's going to be over 32,000. There's not a fucking, because it has to be double framed for that long. There's no way it weighs that. No way. No way. You can't bullshit a bullshitter, bud. There's no way it weighs 26,000. Not a fucking chance in God's fucking hell. No. I mean, you're just in here talking out your ass, Eads 2025. I mean, you are a lying motherfucker, okay? Because that means without a bed, that truck would have to weigh 18,000. There's no fucking way. You have to have a 20,000 pound front. You got to have 46,000 pound rears, and the lift axles, not a God's chance in fucking hell. You know, you can say what you want, and you can lie to the uneducated motherfuckers around here, but me, no way. The lightest trucks that I got weigh 28,000, and that's a Western Star single frame, okay, with a fucking sheet and post bed, which is the lightest, you know what I'm saying, the lightest bed you could put on it, and those fuckers weigh 28. Okay, and that has an X12 and all that shit. There's no fucking way. No fucking way. You just bought one of those. Did you buy that red Peterbilt from Beiser? Did you pay $205 for it? I have 3 trucks for sale, and nobody. I have a 7-axle for sale that Vida just put up. I put my steel body 7-axle for sale, and I have 3 Western Stars, and they have not been. Nobody's even looked at them. So, Williams, I'm glad that you bought one from Beiser. I don't know why that guy sells a lot of trucks. Like, he doesn't keep them long enough. I don't know what his fucking whole fucking deal is. That guy's weird. I did see there's a company that does make a plastic bed. I saw it on Facebook. I don't really know how that would work, but, you know, whatever. They say that it's 4,000 pounds lighter. I don't believe it. Okay, that was back in 1980. Okay, a truck could weigh 26,000 pounds back then. Nowadays, with the DEF filters, all the bullshit, there to get a 7-axle in the 28,000 pound range, you're doing something. Other than that, you're not gonna do. It's not gonna work. You know, even a tractor trailer with like a 24-foot aluminum trailer on it, frameless, like the lightest tractor you could build could be 27,000. Oh. Oh, that's probably because I didn't have anything going on. I don't know when. I haven't talked to Barrett this year. I don't even know if I'm going back to work for him. Who knows? You know, they haven't called and said anything, so I figured they don't need anybody. You know? I did see that thing on Facebook, though. What is it? Is it busy here? No. No, I don't think it's going to get busy to mid-March. Apparently, we need 8 days above 50 degrees before they're going to get all that shit started. When does the bridge project start? I couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you. You know? I don't know. We didn't haul any snow away. Nope. I don't know when the bridge project starts. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I really don't. I really don't know. Yeah, we are hiring. We're just getting ready, everybody, to get in here. Like, usually it takes a couple weeks to get somebody in and get them hired and then get them to stay around and then get them to go to work. It takes a couple weeks, you know? It takes a couple weeks. So we're getting ready for like kind of a mid-March start, beginning of March, you know, like we got this week. And then once March starts, it'll start picking up. Yeah, if anybody needs trucks and you're in the Cincinnati, Dayton area, let me know because we got nothing going on. Our shit's sitting out here. All I've been doing is going to get all I've been doing is kind of just fixing trucks kind of in and out of here, you know. Like tomorrow we're going to do some valve cover gaskets because I got some trucks that got injectors in them and then the dealership fucked up the valve cover gaskets, so I'm just going to fix them here, you know, because I'm not paying. They'll charge me to fucking fix the valve cover gaskets that are leaking, that started leaking because we had to take the fucking goddamn, you know, the fucking valve covers off to put whatever you want to put in, you know, whatever you want to call it. But we're just, you know, so I'm just going to do it here tomorrow. Me and my mechanics, it should take us an hour to do whatever. Well, the reason I've been working extremely hard, the last month I really haven't been here. I've been working extremely hard. Like, so I've been trying to, the DOT, after the new year, the DOT's been in everybody's fucking ass. You know, they've been everywhere. They've been pulling people over for, they say that your license plate is dirty. And then, well, no shit, the license plate is dirty, dude. We're driving in fucking gravel and it's snow and ice. You know what I'm saying? Like, the low pressure area where the license plate fucking mounts is a low pressure area behind the truck. All the shit gets sucked up in there. No shit, the license plate's dirty. Then they want to inspect you It's just a bunch of shit, to be honest with you. It's a bunch of shit. So I don't know whatever it is. Yeah, I'll haul demo with slide tarps. It's very easy. You just don't run the tarp back. Common sense. You know, we've hauled demo before with slide tarps. But I mean, during the week, I'm busy. During the week, like the phone rings all fucking goddamn day. All fucking goddamn day. You know? Just dummies. You know? There's a lot of dummies around here. A lot of dummies. You know? All day. All day the phone rings. So it's kind of hard when the phone rings all day. So today is a slow day. Like I went and dropped off a truck to get fixed. So I went and dropped off a truck to get fixed, and just doing that kind of stuff. Yeah, dude, coming in and out of Shamrock, they're just pulling everybody over for fucking just stupid shit. It's like, dude, guys, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. I don't understand what they're doing. I don't understand the urgency to like pull these trucks over and just motherfuck everybody. You know, it's just retarded. Dumbassery is contagious when drivers are involved. You are 100%. You know what I'm saying? You know, it is. It's 100%. It's just dumbassery all around. I can't handle the dumbassery anymore. I don't want to be bothered. I just can't deal with it. I don't know what type of material they're going to need for the bridge project. Nobody has told me anything. We went to all the meetings, and it's kind of just been a kind of like a hem haul around, because I don't even really think they know what they're doing yet. It's kind of just him hauling around, if that makes any sense. And there's nothing really to do. So I'm sure when like the bridge project gets started, it's going to run there. But I kind of heard, I don't know if these are rumors or just, I don't know. It kind of said that they're going to pick 10 trucking companies, and those 10 trucking companies need to have access to, I think they said the most trucks they could ever use a day was about 100. So they're going to have 10 companies that all have to be vetted. I don't know what I just heard that vetted, you know what I'm saying? And so I don't think it's going to be like a free-for-all where it's just going to be like everybody running down there getting work. I don't believe that is going to be the case. I heard that some people bid like $200 an hour for triaxle. Like, yeah, you're probably not going to get any work. You know, there's a lot of I just don't know if what's true. Oh, I don't think Welch has the bridge project locked up. No. That's probably not that's not what's gonna happen. There's people that you know what I'm saying? Like they're not gonna give it to one person. I can tell you that right now. That person doesn't have enough resources to do it all. So again, like the rumors are just entirely, you know what I'm saying, entirely too much. And Welch Sand and Gravel has a tendency to sell their tonnage rate too short. Like you will not make any money. Like your truck will haul for them all week down to that bridge, and it'll make $2,400. Like working for Welch Sand and Gravel is not theoretically, it's not a great idea. I've been there. They don't pay shit. They don't bid the rate right. You know what I'm saying? So like they're bidding rates from like 1987. Alrighty. So, like, if they get it all, it doesn't make any difference. You know what I'm saying? Concosing trucks, there's going to be nobody coming from Columbus. You know what I'm saying? That is not true again. There's nobody coming from Columbus. From what I was told, you have to be 10 trucking companies. You have to own over 10 trucks. You have to be vetted, and you have to be within 35 or 40 minutes of the job site to be a preferred contractor, is what we were told in every fucking meeting ever that we've been to, that they've said from the beginning. They may not have told everybody that, but certain people they have told and gave a lot more information. Red Bank probably won't do it. I know that they talked about, I don't know really like how they're really going to do it, because a lot of it over on the Kentucky side is digging a lot of dirt. And then there's going to be concrete plants, and they're going to be on both sides of the river. So really, you're going to have to figure out how to get a shit ton of 57 you're going to have to figure out how to get a bunch of 57 round rock. Now, I don't know where you're going to get a bunch of 57 like round rock. You know, there will not be any trucks from Columbus. I'm just going to fucking sure shit as I'm telling you here. They are not driving to Columbus to Cincinnati. It's not going to happen. So Eads, again, you may think that you know what the fuck you're talking about, but just like your 7-axle that weighs 26,000 pounds, you don't have a fucking clue. You know what I'm saying? You don't have a fucking clue. You know? Yep. Your Kenworth dealership is very smart to buy older pre-emissions trucks. That's exactly right. Nobody will be pre-buying 2027 emission trucks. I can sure shit you, standing here, sure shit is what I'm telling you, is nobody is buying this shit. It is going to be pre-2027 emission trucks are going to go up in value. I've never heard of bunch trucks. We'll see, but I'm just letting you know. You know, I don't think they're bringing anybody in from Columbus. From what I was told, they're not having people come that far. They want people within a half an hour. Because I have a feeling they're going to do the exact same thing that Concosing does all the fucking time. Van Hook probably won't do it either. There'll be a bunch of people that are going to try to get the gravel stocking thing, but they have already kind of said that they're barging it up the river. So I'm assuming it's going to go to the Hilltop plant over on the east side, and then they'll just truck it downtown to the batch plant is what I'm assuming. You know, so there may be something coming down, you know, like that. But other than that, I don't know. No, I'm not going to Mads this year. I'll be in Florida on spring break with my kids. I don't need to go to the truck show. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would take Enzo, but I think we're definitely that's our kids' spring break. So we're going to Florida. See, now, Toyo, you're exactly right of what's going to happen. Okay, I've been saying this for 2 years. Here's what the false sense of security that this job is going to have. Okay, so what's going to happen is that all these people think that they're going to get rich by going down here, and they're going to get rich going down here and working on this bridge project. It could be further from the truth. So they're not going to take a lot of new companies. They're not going to take a lot of this stuff that these guys think that this is just, you know, it's a fucking free-for-all. down here to get all this shit. So a lot of people are going to try to suck a lot of dick, get over to work on this bridge project, and it may be good, it may be not. But what's going to happen is that it's going to use so much resources up, okay, in this city, we won't be able to keep up with the supply. So then the demand is going to go up for other places because everybody, you know what I'm saying? People that own trucking companies, a lot of them are stupid, okay? A lot of them just aren't good business guys. They're not good thinkers. They're not good, like, you know, a lot of them don't know how to lay their cards out on the table very good. They're not educated. They don't think of a lot of things. And that's why a lot of trucking companies go out of business. I can count several guys around here that I know that own trucking companies, but they're just not good at running a trucking companies. You know what I'm saying? Right? So they don't know how to fucking, you know, come up with capital, pay their bills on time, keep everything going. You know, they don't know a lot of stuff, and they get themselves in trouble. So, you know, like they buy trucks, and you can see it, like the people that think that they can buy trucks, they buy trucks, but then they don't really, you know what I'm saying, their shit's kind of run down. It gets expensive. So, you know, it's just, there's a lot of shit going on. So there's a lot, you know, like and it just doesn't work out. So that's what I'm trying to say is like, I've seen it, you know what I'm saying? Like I've seen a lot of things that like, whew, you know, that's probably not a good idea, you know, and I laugh secretly. I mean, people laugh at me because we have idiot drivers, but what they don't realize is that they're all idiots. You know what I'm saying? I'm an idiot. You know what I'm saying? Like I was talking to a guy that bought another brand new truck today, and me and him, he's an older guy. He lives out in Indiana, and me and him always get along. And then, like, you know, I was talking to him this morning when I was dropping my truck off because my salesman sold him a truck, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I bought another one." I was like, "You're just as stupid as me, aren't you? You're just as stupid as me." And he just laughs and says, "Yeah." He said, "This is the 51st truck that I've bought, you know?" And I'm like, I'm probably on 50. If you think about it, I know 30, at least 30, you know? Oh, I have apportion tags. I've had apportion tags. I was one of the first ones that ever bought apportion tags around here. You know what I'm saying? Like all these other guys running around here with the fucking truck tags. I have apportion tags. I'm one of the only ones. You know, I don't think Journey is going to put me out of business. You know, I have more trucks than them. You know, I work at 9 different places. I don't work, you know what I'm saying? See, again, that's guys that don't know. You know, and they want to come by me. Come by me. You can have all this shit. You pay me the money that I want. I'll walk away. I'll even manage it for $250,000 a year. I'll come in here and do the exact same thing I'm doing now for 250 grand. But let me tell you, when I go home, don't call me. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't answering. You know, and we'll find out. I mean, people think, you know, like they got all this shit. You know, I've been doing it 11 years. I'm not going to say that I know everything, but I'm pretty fucking good at what I do. Just telling you. You know, there's a lot of people that call me to fucking figure out how to get their goddamn trucks fixed when shit gets fucked up. Okay? A lot of people secretly call me. Now, you may not think that they do, but they fucking do. You know, "Hey, Justin, have you ever had this problem happen?" I'm like, "Yeah, yep, had that. Yep, I've done that. This is what you have to do to fix it." "How do you know all this stuff?" "Well, because it's happened to me 4 fucking times." You know? Yep, I put my eggs everywhere. I give a little bit of eggs to each trucks. You know what I'm saying? To each place. Like a little bit of eggs. And then it just does a lot better like that. And you have to be able, when the customer calls, you got to be able to go and do that. You know? Well, the reason that I have nice shit, or I try to have nice shit, is because in the dump truck business, you can't advertise. I'm not trying to advertise to get more business with other people. Does that make any sense? Like I can't really advertise, if that makes any sense. Like, so the only way to advertise is that you have to have, is the way your equipment works and how your equipment is maintained. That's the only advertisement that a trucking company has, to be honest with you. You know, I'm sure that you think I'm an idiot, but again, how many trucks do you own? I know you're an idiot, okay? You know what I'm saying? I know you're an idiot just on, we can go back here. You talked about what kind of a dipshit you are when you said your 7-axle fucking W990 with a coffin bunk, okay? That's a 36-inch bunk, weighs 26,000 pounds with a fucking bed already on it, okay? We know that you're a dipshit, okay? We know, because we can pull out. Let's look here. Okay. Here is a T880 power hood, okay? T880 power hood. I think they have an estimated weight on this. Let's see what we got here. What the fuck here? Restart this here. Let's see here. I think they have an estimated chassis weight on this stuff. You know? I'm just telling you. Oh, they don't put it in the specs anymore, kind of what they assume the chassis is going to weigh. You know, we can walk out. We can walk out and what looks at mine. You know what I'm saying? We can walk out and look at mine. I'll tell you what it weighed from the factory. I believe that I think that it weighed 21,000. But then by the time you get a bed on it and a hydraulic fluid, the steel bodies always add about 9,000. Those trucks weigh 30,500 out there. You know? You know, yeah, you know, just because I work at Shamrock, what does it matter? You know, the only reason they're using me again is because I have the most trucks. It's not about anything. It's just, it's in numbers. That's what the trucking business is about, dude. You know, and building relationships. Don't worry about, your drivers are going to fuck shit up. That's just naturally what's going to happen. But, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff is it is what it is. There you go. Hey, Mexican Goon. I'm going to tell you, see, your 6-axle weighs 31,000. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, if you put an aluminum body on it, it would weigh like 29. It would be like 29,600. I think is the lightest you can kind of get them. Alrighty. So like a 7-axle, okay, I know because my Western Star 7-axle weighs, like the lightest we can get them with a driver is like 28,340. And that's no fucking fuel. And that's the sheet and post beds. The one with the smooth side, we can only get those like to 29,900. And they have the man door in the front and all that shit. I'm just telling you, 26,000. You know what I'm saying? 26,000. No fucking way. No fucking way. But Mexican Goon, I'm going to let you know a little secret. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to let you know a little secret. Okay, I have 28 plus trucks. And I don't know how I'm doing it. Okay, so like if you have 3 and it's just a fucking constant headache, You know, like 20 trucks is just, I'm going to tell you, it's too much for one man. Alrighty. Um, it's just too much. I'm going to tell you that this is so drastically out of control. There's nowhere else for me to go but up, because if now, okay, think about this. Okay, now we're like you know, like when companies downsize or run into problems, it's hard to do this. You know, this is not an easy fucking game. You know, like I know that my truck salesman, two truck salesmen have sit here while we've been talking about specs for trucks and the phone rings. And you know what? Uh, you know what they said is they don't understand how I don't smoke and do drugs and drink alcohol every day. They don't they don't understand how I can do this. I sometimes I don't understand how I can do it without fucking absolutely, you know what I'm saying, just fucking doing what they call a murder suicide fucking bomb explosion. I don't know how I do it some days. Some days I just have to go home and be left alone. Does that make any sense? And then people still call me, and then they get mad that I call them a dumbass and motherfuck them. Well, that's because, you know what I'm saying, it's absolutely out of fucking control. You know, I'm just telling you, this is way out of control. The winter here in the Midwest kills us. You're exactly fucking right. You know what I'm saying? It's exactly fucking right. Do I bribe people to get work? No. You should never. This is not the mafia. You should never bribe anybody to get work. You should never cut the rate to get work. All you're doing is delaying the inevitable. Okay? You should never cut the rate. I get called probably twice a year about people trying to get me to work for them and cut the rate. I will not do it. I'll leave this shit sit here in the parking lot because it does me no good. Yes. Did we appease the goal to do a shitty rate just to fucking get some shit done or take a job from somebody else? What does that do? Okay? It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do you any good. Because really all you're doing is just delaying the inevitable of you running out of business again. Because once you cut the rate once, the contractor knows that you'll cut the rate again. And then you just fucked yourself. You just fucked your goddamn self. And then you fuck the next guy. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Yeah. No, dude, it's totally out of control, man. I'm going to tell you. This is totally fucking out of control. Do you know how much shit I fix in one goddamn week? You know what I'm saying? Like a couple weeks ago, man, we broke 2 PTOs. We just snapped the shafts off the PTOs. I don't understand how in the fuck this happens. But, you know, we are out here just, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, this is too much. You know, when people say all this stuff, it's just completely out of control. See? See the problem? Like, once you cut the rate, dude, you can never get it back, man. It does you no good. People do it all the time. They're fucking dumb. They're fucking dumb. Remember when I was talking about, like, people that own trucking businesses are fucking dumb? They're fucking dumb. I'm dumb. But I'm telling you, lowering the rate, you know what I'm saying, is fucking ridiculous. I'm almost mine. I'm running 1 truck and 2 packs a day. Dude, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I get it. You know? I get it. We snapped the shift fork in half. I'll go get it. I think I still got it. I don't understand how this happens. This is like the second one of these PTOs that's happened. So here is the PTO shift fork. So this goes in there, and then the air cylinder moves this over, and that's what engages the PTO. But like, look at this. It broke it fucking clear in half. Like, it just snapped it. Now, this is some kind of, I'm guessing, powdered metal piece of shit. I don't fucking know. I feel like they need to be billet, but I can tell you that's not fucking billet. And this is the second one that we've done this. Now, all my trucks are automated, so they're all automated transmissions. I don't understand how this is just breaking off. Then the PTO doesn't go up. You know? And like one of the drivers said, well, this happened when it was like negative 20 degrees outside. I'm like, okay, we had one in August that did the exact same fucking thing. So I don't believe that it's temperature related. I really don't know what it is, you know, like, but it just kind of, it's like, you know, so, I mean, here you are. And this little thing, luckily I found it. The guy that, you know, sells hydraulic pumps had a used one, and he sold it to me for $20 just to get my truck back on the fucking road. But, you know, so I guess I gotta fucking call Chelsea and order these and have them on the shelf. It doesn't take any much, you know. Yeah. It probably is made in China. I don't know. I just know that, you know what I'm saying? It's two of them the exact same way. Yeah, my daily operating cost is outrageous. Just for our company to break even, I'll tell you, it's $300,000 a month. To pay everybody, to pay the fuel bill, to pay all the payments, the insurance, the fucking tire bill, our break-even point is $300,000. That's just for Justin Sturgill Trucking. Duragazi is, I think, 150 is her break-even point. You know? It's... So, like, between the two companies, we have to have $400,000 every month. And we haven't made $400,000 since November. I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's fucking absolutely crazy. I don't know if it has anything to do with the transmission programming. I really don't. I don't understand why it does it, you know? I guess it's just some cheap shit. I really don't know. I feel like it's not as thick here, and you know, I don't know. Yeah, people think that we're made out of money. We're not. All we do is just rotate it. Yeah, it sounds like a lot comes in, but a lot goes out, man. Is there a sweet spot for the right amount of trucks? I haven't found it. I have not found it. You know, I have not found it. Yep, just shy of $5 million annually. Now that sounds like a huge number, but we don't have $5 million worth of profit. I can tell you that right now. You know, I can tell you zero fucking, you know. I mean, between these two companies, yeah, we're $5 million. We're $5 million a year in operating cost. Well, you know, I don't care what the country CAO says. An uneven number, yeah. I mean, that's probably good. It's better to have 3 trucks than 2. But is 4 out of the question? No. Is 5? No. Is 6 an even number? Is 7 an even? I mean, what really is? Really, the ideal amount of trucks are what you can mentally and physically handle. You know? mentally and physically can handle is what I would say is the most even amount of trucks. It's really about what a person can do, you know, because with 5 you can make money. I mean, with 10 you can make money. With 20 you can make money. With 15 you can make money. I mean, I've had 15, I've had 20, I'm back down to 16 now. We'll be back up to 22 by the end of the year. Next year we should be at 30. It's just, what is the number? It's about what you can deal with. Oh, I don't work at the Play-Doh factory. This is all I got. Yeah. Well, that is true, Blake. If you care about like how long you want to live, if you're into longevity, owning dump trucks would probably not be it. You're probably not going to make it past 72, to be honest with you. You know, you're probably not going to make it past 72. Right? Do I still have the truck with the Thunder Chicken? No, I sold that last year. A guy actually out in Oregon bought it. A guy in Oregon bought that. Well, I think I might live to 72. I don't know if I'm going to live longer than that, but I might live to 72. I really don't know. You know, I really don't know, but I could live there. I could live to 72, right? I could live to 72. Automated is the problem. I don't know if that's the problem. Ah, you finally got it? Yeah, that truck was all right. It was an all right truck. I sold it. Like I said, I got 3 for sale this year. I got, on the Western Stars, I have 189 on them. And then my 7-axle Peterbilt, that's for sale, I got 194. You know, no, I didn't delete my DPF. You know, just because like one president says that, I don't get all excited about what we're doing. The trucking, the companies are, you know, the trucking or the companies are, they're still moving forward with the emissions regulations. Oh, I don't handle the stress good at all. I motherfuck everybody. Everybody, I'll motherfuck you to your fucking knees. I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have a new girl that we have been training to. She is our secretary, and she's the secretary for both companies. And we have been training her on how to do the hiring and doing a lot of the HR stuff. And man, she is so naive to all the bullshit that these people tell her. And like, I'm like, so this guy was like, oh, I want to come to work here, but I have to be 1099. I'm like, yeah, we don't do that, you know? And she's like, why was he so adamant that he needed to be paid 1099? I'm like, oh, you don't know why? And she's like, no. I was like, oh, he has child support issues. He owes the child support a bunch of money, and he doesn't want to pay. So that tells you what kind of person that is. And she's like, how do you know that? I'm like, oh, because we've been down this road before. You know, like, and then like when you call and interview a guy, okay, here's another thing that shows you what kind of beta males we have here. But whenever a guy said, you know, you tell them about the job and, you know, they seem kind of interested. And then the last thing they say is, well, let me talk to my wife and see what she says. That means, no, they're not interested. That means that you didn't fucking give them enough shit that they want, you know. they think that they're worth all this money and they're just a regular bozo, just, like anything. So then, like, and then especially like when I used to do the interviews, see, I'd call them right out. Like, you're telling me, I would just be like this, you're telling me you're a man and you have to check with your wife. Then they start backpedaling. I'm like, why don't you just say, hey man, I'm not interested, and be a man, instead of being a beta cuck. You know what I'm saying? I was like, is your balls in your wife's purse? Then they get all mad and then cuss you out and call you a motherfucker. But it's just because you called them, just because you told them it's the truth. Like, why lie, dude? I'm seeing through your bullshit. I'm seeing through your bullshit. Well, why don't I make $50 an hour? Because you ain't worth it, motherfucker. You have never driven a dump truck and you think that you're worth this much money? You're an idiot. Do you know where all these plants are? No? Okay, well then you're not worth that. Could you fix the truck if it's broken? No, I don't know anything about mechanics. You're not worth that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not worth that. Well, why don't you pay PTO time? I'm like, because we don't get PTO. I mean, like, you get a week's paid vacation after a year, but why should I tell you that you get a week's paid vacation after a year? Because I know you're not going to make it a year. So we're just beating a dead horse. We're just beating a dead horse. Why don't you have health insurance? Because it's expensive. And then you're going to be here just long enough to get signed up for health insurance and you're going to quit. So why should I jump through hoops? Why? It is what it is. But I mean, like, so like I've been teaching her. I'm like, well, when they say this is what it means. And she's just like, well, how do you know this stuff? I was like, you're going to lose complete faith in all of humanity. Okay? Like, you're going to be like, you're just going to walk in and be like, fuck these people. And it's weird that you're going to say it like that, but that's how you're going to be. Yes. Yes. Right? See, here's what they're going to be doing. So, like, this bridge project, there's going to be some prevailing wage down there. Okay? So, in the meeting, I raised my hand, right? And they're like, yeah, we're going to have prevailing wage. It's like, oh, so we're going to have to do certified payroll. And they're like, yes, there's going to be some things that we're going to have certified payroll on. I said, okay. I said, who are you going to give that to? And they're like, what do you mean? I was like, well, first of all, I was like, if you give one person the prevailing wage job, you just basically gave them all the work. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, because once the drivers find out that company is using prevailing wage, you just handed them every driver in the fucking city. I said, because these people think they're going to get rich going over there. And then they're not going to work for this. And then what's going to happen is they're going to work. Then that company has a twofold problem. Once the prevailing wage is over, those drivers are not ever going to want to work for what the rate really is later. That make any sense? So then those guys are pretty much out. So then you're shot in the foot. And it's a never-ending cycle, because first of all, what I have found is dump truck drivers historically don't know how to manage money very well. So when you give them, a lot of money, here's what's going to happen. They're not going to be used to making $15, $16, $17, maybe $2,500 a week. Once you give them trucks, you know what I'm saying? Once you give them trucks, okay, and once you give them these things, then what's going to happen is later down the road, once those checks starts coming, they're not going to come into work because they're fucking rich, man. It's a bad cycle to get into. It's kind of going to be like, and a lot of people can say what they want, but I'm just going to tell you that's what's going to happen. Yep. They are going to be screwed. Yeah, some of my drivers make more than $1,500 a week. If they hustle, all the guys at Whole Tonnage make about that. They all kind of make that kind of money. If you hustle in Whole Tonnage, you can make good money. But if you're kind of lazy and you want to stop and eat treats all day, you're not going to make any money. How about a tire update? Have I found the best tires? No, I haven't found. They're all about the same. They're all kind of shitty. They all blow out. They all get holes in them. They all don't last very long. Yeah, the tires have gotten more shitty ever since about 2021. They get holes in them real easy. Seems that we pick up a lot more nails nowadays. Either that or these highways in the city of Cincinnati are just covered with shit. I haven't figured it out, but a lot of nails. Yep. That prevailing wage, you're right. Guys have gone getting out of 100K going out and buying 100 grand trucks and brand new houses. It's going to get fucking bad, right? Then you know what we created? Fucking housing crisis again, because once that work stops and these guys aren't making fucking prevailing wage money, it becomes you just repoed a bunch of cars and a bunch of houses. That's what you fucking did. And then we start this whole cycle of a recession all over again. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just like, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, God. It's just a never-ending cycle. Because in our school systems, we don't teach people how to manage money and talk about the credit scores. We don't teach anybody how to do that anymore. Oh, my God. I can tell you what, we had a job where our next job was going to be non-prevailing wage, and the 23-year-old I worked with was shitting bricks because he bought a brand new truck and a brand new house. Oh, my God. I bet he was. I bet he was. Jesus Christ. Oh. These people just don't know. That's because in our school system, man, we don't teach anybody how to balance a checkbook or what's the importance of paying your bills on time and just being a man of your word, right? Speaking of blowouts, I've got into a nasty habit of crapping myself. Well, Brian Van Dipshit, you're always good for a laugh. Thank you. More shitty and more expensive. That is true about the tires. Okay, I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it. Maybe pay cash more like the dipshit guy? No. Okay. Cash is king. Alrighty? If you have cash, you know where you want to keep it? At your house. You don't want to give it to somebody. If you have cash in the bank, guess what? You go out and get loans. I bought 8 trucks. All of them are already financed, and I filled out 1 credit app. Okay, 1. The guy's like, yeah, we got you all done. Got you all done. Don't worry about it, Justin. Gotcha. Got you all finished, bud. It's kind of very simple, man. It's not that hard. I like to use other people's money to enrich myself, to make my net worth higher eventually one day when, well, really not for me. It's probably for my kids, because I'm going to die before I really get to see the goodness of running a dump truck business, to be honest with you. Yep. It takes money to make money. Like I just said, I spent $300,000 this winter. Since November 8th, we spent 300 and probably 60,000 bucks just to keep the doors open here. I mean, no bullshit. That's what it is. And we've worked almost every day and still had to put that much in because the workload, they cut the rate in the winter, and it just seems, it's crazy. You know, it just it's crazy. And then this winter, you know, or this summer, hopefully we have a lot more work than we've had the last 2 years. That's all I can say. What is my retirement project? I don't really think about retirement because I don't think I'm going to get to retire, to be honest with you. I don't think that we are going to get, I don't think I'm ever going to get to retire. Because I'm probably going to have to work till I die. Nothing wrong with that, but that's just what I think is going to happen. No, my drivers have never stole any 304 from Shamrock. Nope. Nope. It's never happened here. 20K insurance truck, or 20,000 insurance is just a racket. Trust me. I had a guy write me an email and said, Justin, how do you do insurance? Have you found any good places that have good insurance rates? And the only thing that I could think about writing him back, I responded and said, good luck. Because there is none, man. Progressive is a shitty company. I don't agree with their practices. I was with a company called Acuity. They were pretty good, but they will drop you in a minute if you have any claims. The drivers are more shittier and shittier and shittier, so your claims go up every year. It's not, how would I say this? It's not great. Insurance is a racket. This stuff's expensive. It's out of control. Yeah. Well, you know, Garth, every year me and my wife have to dig into more and more of our personal money. Like whatever money we pay ourselves, every winter we have to give it right back. You know, it's not good. You know, it's not good. Yeah. Yeah, I could sell every truck and I would do that right. You know what I'm saying? Like me and my wife could sell every truck, take what we owe, or take what we would get, pay off all the bills, and then still live very comfortable life and never have to work again. But I would be bored. You know, like I'm pretty bored all the time. Like I'd have to be down here. I'd have to do something because I get bored. You could hook up the pressure washer and do that, but again, here's the problem is that the water would be frozen going over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, because where our pressure washer is, that shop's not heated. Dump trucks keep your brain smart. I don't know about that. Dump trucks keep your brain in a constant state of doubt. I'm a pretty smart guy, but I doubt myself every day. You know? I'm a pretty smart guy, but I'm like, I don't know how much longer I can do this. I know that this winter has been this has been one of the worst ones, like as far as spending the most amount of money and not having really good work. It's also been the coldest one for a while, but the salt companies really bent us over by not getting the supply up enough to where it would make sense for us to have this. And that's just them controlling the price. I don't know where that guy is. Probably dead. I don't really talk to a lot of people on YouTube anymore. I really don't have time. Like when I say that I don't like to talk to people, that's the God's honest truth. I don't like any of the phone calls. I don't like anything. You know? Frank Meyer, I will tell you this. Here's another thing. We have been through so many tax accountants. It's unbelievable. Last year, we paid $40,000 to a company that was supposed to reconcile all of our QuickBooks and all that stuff, and it's been absolutely terrible. That's another thing that we'll talk about, but down the road. But we went to this new tax accountant place, and they've been very transparent, and they've asked me some questions. And they said, in your business, what would you like to do? And I said, well, I want to own 50 dump trucks. And they said, why do you want to own 50 dump trucks? I said, well, because I think I could make $12 million a year, and I could go drag race, a thing that I really want to do. And Frank, and that's the one goal that I have, is that I want to buy my own Top Fuel car and race it. I think I'm smart enough that I can do it. The problem is I don't have the money enough to do it correctly. If I ever drag raced, that's the whole reason I started this trucking business, is because, nobody will give me an opportunity to work on their cars anymore, because they say that I don't personally fit along with everybody, because I don't put up with their bozo bullshit lying ass. And I'm a pretty smart guy, and I know how to fix a lot of things. And running a nitro car, I think, is very easy. A lot of people overcomplicate it. I think if you have the right parts and you give it 100% effort, there's not a thing in the world that I can't do. The way I look about it is, this business is extremely hard. This is like running a Top Fuel car. I went from owning one dump truck, within 5 years, I owned fucking 20 of them. So that's like winning a Top Fuel championship in my eyes. So that is something that I want to do. But I told the tax accountants that's what I want to do, because I think I could, maybe have a couple $1,000,000 left over that I could buy a Top Fuel car and do a truck and trailer and do all that stuff and go out there and just beat their dick in the dirt in under 2 years. But the reason that I haven't done it now is because I kind of would have enough money. I don't know if it would really work, but I could have a little bit. I know I could run an A fuel car on kind of my salary, if that makes any sense. The only reason I haven't done it is because I can't do it the way that it needs to be done. Does that make any sense? Like, if you look at, when you look at the way that how I run my dump truck fleet, everything is top of the line. It looks correct part. I invested in myself, all that stuff. There is one good thing I know that I could translate into drag racing. I know how to find money. I know how to do that. I'm pretty good at that. I know how to run a business because we have such a tight margin here. I feel like I would be really good at it. But there's a lot of people out there that just feel that, I'm too direct. I'm too demanding. And that doesn't fit into today's culture. Now, in 1970, I'd probably be really good at that. But that is a goal I want to do before I die. What would it cost? I think to do it correctly, your first year there is no budget. I think you're going to have to spend $5 to $7 million bucks. The way I would do it is I would buy brand new trucks and trailers because I could build equity into the business that way. I feel like all the parts that it would take to run a fuel car at the competitive level, your first year you're going to have to spend $6 million bucks, because the people that you're going to have to hire are, you're going to have to basically give them a high salary and no bonus, and we're going to have to run the car every Monday. We're going to have to test every Monday. We're going to have to run the car the first year any time that we can get. So I think it would cost $6 million bucks. I feel like you could maybe get about $900,000 in some offsetting fucking, maybe some parts deals, and, maybe the driver could bring $700,000 or something to drive it. But I feel like it would be $4 million at the bare minimum to run all the races, and maybe your first year finish in the top 10. I think it would take 5 years and probably 5 years and probably $30 million to where you could probably win a championship if you were doing it by yourself. And you would have to have 2 cars at that particular time to run to be a championship caliber car. That's kind of what I feel it would take. And it would take 20 people. I have some different ideas on how to run a fuel car, like how to do it more repeatability, I feel, but it would just cost money. And it would cost changing the culture on how you do it. I feel like there needs to be more specialized people, and maybe you don't you buy enough parts to where when you go out on the road, you're solely focused on running the car, not about repairing the cylinder heads or blowers, or, you're stripping the blowers and you're, doing your regular valve maintenance, but it's really not, you're not involved in, kind of nickeling and diming it to get it by, if that makes any sense. I feel like that's what it would cost to do it. And at this particular time, I don't have enough money to do that, so I can't do it. I've been out of the horse racing business for 2 years. That was an experiment that went down very quickly. But that's what it would cost. And if I did that, I would document it completely here on YouTube, and I think it would help get social media, because I feel like if I showed people really what's going on, it would, I think it would be easier to find money. Because then we could say, hey, we're out here trying to find money. Here's what we're doing. I'm a fucking idiot. I know that this is probably not going to work out, but here I am. How much are you winning? It would be, you could win every race and still be $3 million in the hole. I think if you win the race, it's $50,000, but you're probably going to destroy $100,000 worth of stuff. It's going to cost you $100,000 to win the 50. That makes any sense. You're still 50 in the negative, but you'd have to win every race. And winning every race would be extremely difficult. I think there's only one guy. Well, there's been 2 guys, Austin Coyle and Alan Johnson. I think they won 15 or 16 races one year. The Pro Stock guys I don't count, because I think Greg Anderson's team won all but 2 races one year, like between 2 cars. But Alan Johnson, the Army car, I think one year won 16 races. That's a lot. You know what I'm saying? You win 16 races in a season when there's only 24. I mean, you beat a lot of motherfuckers' dick in the dirt. I think Steve Torres won 8 or 9. I know they went undefeated in the countdown. That's still a feat that I don't think will ever be matched again, Torrance Racing. But again, Torrance Racing had no budget. If the car needed new cylinder heads every ran because you burned them up, that's what they did. They, they were very strategically on how they ran that car. They ran that car extremely hard, but they also changed their parts a lot. You know what I'm saying? They always had constant new shit in it. I think they ran new rods and pistons every run through the countdown, and they won every race. And what does that tell you? They also didn't fix cylinder heads or blocks or cranks. They just put a new one in it. It'd be completely crazy. No, I don't ever want to haul. I don't want to do that type of hauling. I don't know anything about that business, so I'm not going to get in that business. Okay? So like I believe in finding something you're good at. I believe in finding something that you're good at and focusing 100% on that to get better. Not to diversify into something that I don't know anything about to jump off in. And I don't have the driver quality to do that. Are sponsors hard to get? Yes. People giving you money to do a sport that's dying is extremely difficult. Yes. So getting a sponsor, yes, would be hard. They want to get, so if a company gave you $5 million, alrighty, they would be looking to get a $25 million return of investment. They would like to 3 or 4x their money. And that's extremely hard to do. Now, how would you do that? Well, sponsorships are based on a lot of different things, guys. So it would be, activation, selling a product, business to business. So let's say that we brought a sponsor in that was, let's just say that we had Peterbilt or PACCAR. So we brought PACCAR in and they're sponsoring our race car and all this stuff. They would want us to sell to like PACCAR products like Kenworth or Peterbilt. They would want us to be able to sell to like DHL or R&L carriers, let's just say. They would want us to go to R&L carriers and say, hey, we're going to hook you guys up. You know what I'm saying? Here's the people that own PACCAR. Here's the people that own R&L carriers. Ooh, we're at the race. We're hanging out. Okay, PACCAR, R&L carriers is going to buy fucking 500 trucks a month for the next 3 years from PACCAR exclusively. They're going to work a price out. That's a business-to-business relationship, okay? That's kind of how sponsorship goes. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Also, your driver would have to go help try to recruit either mechanics or, like you would be helping R&L carriers help to, I just know this because this is, kind of what they do, like you have to help R&L carriers either do, move freight for Coletta Air. Like they bring it from the airplane to the distributor, and then R&L brings it to the Coletta. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're tying businesses in together. That's how it works. And that becomes extremely difficult to do. That means you have to have the gift of gab. That means that you have to be a good businessman to understand how to put all that stuff together. That's how you have to put all that kind of bullshit together, if that makes any sense. So a lot of different things to do. And you got to know how to talk to people, so. But yes, I would say they're extremely hard to get. And then once you bring a sponsor in, NHRA has to approve it, and then they're going to try to steal them. And then the sponsor gets pissed off because NHRA tries to go behind the back door and take your money, or, you know what I'm saying? Say if you want exposure here, you have to sponsor a race because we're too lazy to go out and find our own fucking money. Or you have to be, part of the YES program. You got to do a whole bunch of this non-profit bullshit that these people don't want to be involved in. Is what it is. Well, Dominique, for one reason, is not my girlfriend. Dominique is a friend. She is married. She has her own husband. I think she has a child with him. So I think that they're pretty much fucking, She's not my girlfriend. I've only met Dominique once. I talk to her every once in a while. I think she is doing great. I know she's been having some problems with her eyes. I really don't understand what that's about. I don't know anything about it, but you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Yeah, I actually know Leah. You know, I will tell you this, talking about Leah. I went to Indy last year. One of my really good friends uh, works for Tony Stewart Racing. He's a clutch guy. I lived with him uh, when I was when I lived in Indy. I lived in his. When I go up to the races, I stay with them. Me and him both. We have raced. We have known each other since 2004. So I was talking to Leah, you know, like, and we were talking about her kid, Dominic, and that, you know, people keep asking them when are they going to get Dominic a dirt race car and when they're going to do all this stuff. And I said, well, what are you going to do, Leah? And she said, oh, I don't know. And I said, well, I don't think you should buy anything till he asks to buy it. And she said, what do you mean by that? I was like, well, what happens if the kid wants to play baseball or play another sport or do something like that? Are you going to make him not play sports so he can go be a dirt car racer? Maybe he doesn't want to do that. And I said, I believe in letting kids do whatever they want to do, but I have one goal for my child, and I tell them, once you start a sport, you cannot quit that till you're finished. I will invest every dollar I got into doing this. You will have the best equipment, but you are not going to quit once we start. And Leah said, and Leah was like, Justin, I 100% agree with that. And a couple weeks later, she was on a podcast, and they brought up, what is Dominic going to do? And Leah Pruitt said the exact same thing that I said to her. She repeated that right in front of Tony Stewart. And I went, holy shit, that girl actually listened to me. You know, she believed in what I said. And that shows me that I'm a smart person. But they won't let me work on the car because the guy that's the crew chief doesn't like me because I think he's an idiot. But, you know, and I could be right about that. But I just said, you know, I'm not stupid, you know. But I believe that that's what you should do. And I hope that their kid, you know, obviously he's going to be a race car driver. Tony Stewart's a good race car driver, but that doesn't mean that just because you're a good race car driver, all your kids are going to be good. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not how it works. You know what I'm saying? Like, Max Verstappen might be a really good driver, but his dad, Yars, was not a good driver. Okay, so then how did Max get so good? We don't know. Okay, you know, let's see what else. Like Lewis Hamilton's dad, I don't think was a race car driver, but Lewis is really good. You know, Dale Earnhardt was a really good race car driver. Dale Earnhardt Jr. didn't come out and win championships, you know what I'm saying, 50 fucking times. You know, so like, and the rest of his kids weren't, you know, Carrie Earnhardt was not very good. You know, the best driver they said was Kelly, the daughter. But again, she was before her time. Yeah, see? You know, I was a really good baseball player as a kid. My kids are okay, interested in, you know what I'm saying? Interested in whatever. Speaking of golf, Enzo loves to play golf. He goes out and hits golf balls every night that it's warm. He's went out, I guarantee, I buy these like junk balls on Amazon that he could just hit in the woods. Like I think we got like 500 of them for $50. And he just goes out back and just wails them. And he's actually getting pretty good. And I told him, I said, you want golf lessons? No, I just like to hit the golf ball. And I'm like, well, golfers make a lot of money. I think that if you want to be any sport, you should be a golfer, son. And he's just like, well, I don't know, Dad. But I said, you could make a lot of money and you could do nothing. And all Enzo wants to do is he wants to open a gaming store. And he wants to sell video games. That's what he wants to do. And I'm like, all right, well, if you ever want to open a video game store, when you get to that point, we'll try it. My boys are 8-6 right now. 8-6. So Enzo's getting so big, you know. Luca's a riot. He is absolutely hilarious. But that's that one. But anyway, oh shit, I didn't realize it's 12:30. I gotta get home and get changed. We have I got a birthday party to go to today. And then I have a thing. I know that he'll grow out of the video game thing. I know that. But that's just what he wants to do now. Golfers have lady problems. Usually they don't have lady problems. They get a lot of ladies. Yep. Enzo was down here last week working underneath a truck with me. Last Sunday he was here helping us work on stuff. Oh, Tartworks is on the way. I'll call Braylon and find out if this thing weighs 26,000 pounds. I guess we'll see it run out of Shamrock every day, since you're the Shamrock King. Braylon is a good dude from Tartworks. We'll see. We'll see if your name's on the side of the door. You know? Where did you buy this Kenworth from? Let's see if you kind of know. Where'd you buy it from? Who was your salesman? Or are you just a steering wheel holder? You don't really own it, you just drive it. Yeah, Enzo actually is. He knows wrench sizes. Oh, okay, so you bought it from what is that new company up there? Whiteford Kenworth? Because there is a guy that bought a whole bunch of trucks from Whiteford Kenworth, but he has W900s and they don't have coffin bunks on them. Oh, Dollar General. Ah, okay. Maybe you work at Dollar General. But I got to get home and get to this. I want to get changed and get ready to go to this this birthday party. See how it works. You know? Go watch these kids destroy this fucking... they're going to play laser tag and some other shit. Why I sit with a bunch of parents that I don't even like half of them. But it'll be whatever. Alrighty. Well, I haven't been on in a while. You know. I will tell you, if you watch the thumbnail of this video, this is when I went to Kenworth up at the plant in Chillicothe. That's actually my truck sitting as soon as you pull in to the job. Or as soon as you pull into the plant right there, my trucks were sitting there. So they rolled it out front for me. And we took a look at it. Me and my salesman, Trey, you know, living the dream. Don't forget about us. Yeah. Well, I just thought I'd come on. I haven't been on in a while, and you know, I've been kind of busy. You know, like I haven't even shot any videos in a long fucking time. I haven't pulled out the camera. It's still sitting over here. I haven't edited a video. I haven't put a video up. I haven't done it. I've been extremely just tired and, you know, I guess you could say burnout. I haven't bragged anything. I think I'm very humble. I've told you, you know, anything. The one person that's bragging is you. You know what I'm saying? Coming on here talking about that you get all this work and all this shit. You're just like the rest of us, bud. You get whatever they call you and tell you to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, you know? We're all going to do the same work, you know? We're not going to get ahead. Welcome to the Thunderdome. That's all I can tell you. Yeah, we had a salt shortage. I don't know why, but we had one. I haven't figured it out. I don't understand how you can mine a product and never get it to where you have to go. I haven't figured that out, but, you know, I haven't figured it out. But it's because I think that the people got lazy based on, you know, what what they used to use to what they use now. They just don't bring enough in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why you don't have, I don't understand why you don't bring 300,000. What does it matter if it sits there for 2 years? I don't understand, like, why we have to use the whole pile and then stockpile it back up. You don't have enough. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't, you know what I'm saying? You don't, it's fucking dumb. Well, Brian Van Dipshit, see this? 3 titles here. We don't have 35 truck payments there, bozo. So again, you know, I can go on here and brag just like everybody else. Styles trucks. Yes, I don't brag. I give it to you the real fucking, this is how this shit is. This is real. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're out here living it. It doesn't take, I don't understand why they don't, I don't know. They cover it. Like, why can't you just have all this, you know what I'm saying? Like, why can't you bring this much up? You got to bring up, just keep bringing up 100 barges. It's not that hard. That's 100 barges, 160,000 tons. I don't understand why you can't do this. You got all fucking summer. Now you have none. So guess what? We're gonna fucking be out of salt again next year, you fucking idiots, because you can't get enough up here. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. They're gonna be like, oh my God, we don't have enough salt again. Fucking bring it up, you fucking idiots. It's that they don't. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. Just like this, every rock quarry is out of fucking crushed limestone. How in the fuck can you be out of limestone? Like, what are you doing? Like, you got 9 months. Like, why can't, you should be running limestone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Then you should stop, maintenance your plant for 3 or 4 days and run again. But they all just make it like, well, we need 100,000 tons, so we'll make 110. Well, you're out. It's like, it doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Like, run this shit. You know? Well, that's not true, because Melvin Stone, why would we be getting it out of different plants? Why would they be sending us to different plants to get different material? Why is that? It's because they have too many trucks out of Melvin Stone? That's a lie, because in the summer, they run out of one fucking goddamn plant. So it tells me they don't have enough. And like, that's what it tells me. When they start moving plants, you know, tells me they don't have enough. You know? Daniel, there is another good thing. We talked about this earlier. You're exactly fucking right. You know, like, listen, my wife has her DBE, so they had a meeting this year with ODOT talking about all this shit. And I got basically almost thrown out of the meeting because I was like, wait a minute. I was like, you want me to haul this shit fucking 40 miles, okay? You know what I'm saying? 40 miles. They want you to haul this shit for fucking like $6.75 a ton. This makes no sense. Okay, no sense. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? Who in the hell was hauling for $3.10 a load? Who hauled? I wouldn't haul any. It better be right across the street to haul for $3.10 a load. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nobody hauling for $3.10 a load, bud. No. Not haul $3.10 a load. Dude, I didn't haul this shit. You know what I'm saying? I didn't haul this stuff. Not for $3.10. No. Let's see. This should be. Oh my God. Oh, like 310. No. I know how to read the ticket. You must be mad because you must work for like whatever. You know, yeah, we hauled it for 725. We had to. It's the only work we had. Sometimes you have to do things just to keep the trucks moving. You know, it's not 310, but oh, here it is. If I can get this here. Over here. Now I got to do this stupid shit. Oh, damn it. It sounds like you're jealous, you know, because we worked, you know, we had to work. What the hell here? This should be. That one. You know, sometimes you got to do stuff just to stay busy, but you know, it's probably why I have 27 and you have 2, or you work for somebody. Let me see if this works. All right. Let me go in here and fucking see if it'll let me save my new password. SUB 7 exclamation point. Damn. We didn't haul very much this week. Let's see. So we hauled that the 19th through today. Ooh, Metcon. Let's see. Yeah. What the hell? Oh boy, that's not correct. It's definitely not correct. Oh, here we go. 20 loads. Ooh, that's not good. Oh, 405 tons. God damn, my wife's company did more than I did. Holy shit. Jesus Christ. Somebody else must have did this. Huh. What in the fuck? Huh, that is right. Huh, all right. Well, let's see what I got to do here. Shit. At least I got that fixed. Oh boy. Let me go back up here. What are you asking there, guy? You're asking me what? Let me get back into. I gotta find my. Let me go over here. Sorry, I was logging into my Art Marietta shit. Hold on here. What are you asking? Is this other bozo asking? $725. what's money tips for being successful? Being successful. I don't really have. I don't really have a way to be successful. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really just how much shit you want to put up with. You know, it's really not that big a deal. It's just the same thing. Yeah, nobody. The reason I didn't show you my house is just because, you know, the last time people found out where I live, they fucking threatened to show up at my house and kill my fucking kids. So I don't feel like I need to show you, you know what I'm saying, like how good or, you know what I'm saying, like all the shit I have in my house. Does that make any sense? Like, it doesn't really, you know, when people start talking about like that I live in a better house, that creates jealousy and envy, and it's really not about that. It's about how much effort are you willing to put out to have that house. That's, you know, that's about what was I gonna say? And then it creates jealousy because they think that I'm living so much better than them. But they don't really know that, okay, like in your life, alrighty, in your life you can make choices, you know? And there's a lot of choices that you can make that are going to make you either successful or not successful. Okay. Now, and that is about how you surround yourself with the women that you are dating or married to. Okay. So, like, a woman can be a strong team member or a not so strong team member. So, a lot of guys marry women that either A, look good, or but they don't bring anything to the table. So when you're out there and you're dating a chick, you got to ask, does this woman fucking make me better or going to bring something to the table that can let me meet my fucking goal? Now, maybe she's not the skinniest, maybe she's not the prettiest, maybe my fucking friend is dating a girl that's more pretty, but is that girl motivated? All right, does that girl work a job where she's going to make well in the six figures? Does she want to work after she has kids? Does she want to be successful? Does she have the same drive and chip on her shoulder that you have? That makes that makes that makes a lot of that makes a lot of the same that makes a lot of decisions. So when people say that you live in a nice house, well, me and my wife live in a nice house, but do you know what it takes to live in that nice house? It's not that we were spoon fed it and I grew up and I was rich and here it was. Do you know that that process took 20 years to get to? It wasn't overnight. You know, and if people see things, they think it's overnight, they think it's successful. It's not overnight. You know, like how much sleep do we lose over fucking owning this business? How for us to live in that nice house that you consider nice and you consider living, you know, beautifully or whatever. Okay, people don't need to see that. You know what I'm saying? People don't really need to see that, you know, I saved my money and bought and waited and didn't use instant gratification to build my own home. Okay. They don't see that I, you know, do other things. I put up with a lot of shit. The last 7 vacations I've been on have been ruined by employees or other circumstances. 5 of the 6, 5 of the 7 have been ruined by employees. By that. Now, when you go on vacation, do you sit on the beach and not answer the phone, or do you sit on the when you come home from your job, do you turn your phone off and go do whatever you want to do? Because owning a business, you don't do any of that. Uh, you know, when you are sitting on the beach watching your kids play in the sand, you can't go in the water. Well, it's not that you don't want to. It's not that you don't want to go in the water. It's that you the phone may ring that you have to answer and fix somebody else's fucking goddamn problem for that day. Whether that be the contractor's fucking issue, your driver's issue, some other bullshit issue that you have to get done. And you hear this Eads guy in here, he talks a lot of shit. I guarantee he's just a steering wheel holder. You know what I'm saying? Talking about his dispatcher takes care of that. The dispatcher can only do so much. At some point, they're going to call you. You know what I'm saying? The dispatcher still has to call you to say, hey, this dipshit drove in the fucking ditch. Now, and then you have to make a decision on how to get it out of the goddamn ditch from fucking some third world shithole. Okay? So when you live in a nice house, that all that stuff comes together. All that stuff, all that shit comes together. That's the sacrifice that you have to make to do this. Or, to live in that nice house, your wife has to put up with crying because she's so emotionally stressed out. Or, you know what I'm saying, you're at your kid's soccer or you're at your kid's sporting event and you get thrown out because you're on the phone losing your fucking mind because you did this. Or, there's some other ignorant Karen motherfucker that you've already assumed that is a Karen son of a bitch that opens her mouth, and then you have to tell her to shut her fucking goddamn mouth. Why they think you walk around on hopes and fucking dreams and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, there you go, Matt Bounty. Yeah, driver drives it 3 county over. Who do you think answers that fucking phone call? There you fucking go. I mean, it's just... So when people say you live in nice shit, I don't care where people live. I don't care what people have that have nice business. They've earned it. When they get on there and they talk about that these CEOs of these companies make too much money. Really? Do they really make too much money? Because here's the difference between a CEO and a guy that's not a CEO. Okay? And I'm going to explain this to you a lot of different ways. Okay? Or I'm going to try to explain this in a way that maybe you understand. Guy making $50 million a year or a woman that's a CEO of a company could be giving the eulogy, okay, at their parents' fucking funeral. Okay? The phone rings, okay? They have to stop the eulogy in what they're doing, okay? Answer the phone call, and they may have to leave on the company's private jet to go handle a problem that a person making minimum wage or just over minimum wage has to do. That caused a problem that this fucking bozo did, okay, that the person doing the other job has to go fix. That's why people make the money that they make. It's not because they're smarter than you. It's because they will do what has to be done at all times to get the job done. That's why they're successful. And that's why other people are not. Okay? When they're at their kids' sporting events, their phone rings, they'll answer it. When you sign the back of the check, you won't. Okay? And that's a big step from signing the back to signing the front, or making sure that everybody else can sign the back of theirs. That is a huge leap that some people are not ready to take. And then they get jealous when people do take that leap. They want to beat them down and tell them that they have too much and why don't they have this? Well, the reason they have this is because they don't stop. All right? That's the reason that they have it. Point blank. I have seen it. I've lived it. I've been on both sides of the fence, and I can tell you why some people have more than others is because they do more than others. Plain and simple. It's not anything about anybody else. It's not anything about that. It's not about that they have a fucking silver spoon in their fucking mouth. It's not what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. Yeah. Matt, you're exactly fucking right. That they drive it in the ditch, and all the money they made for that day fucking is just thrown out the window. And they still get paid, but somebody has to pay for it. I fired one Friday for driving it in the ditch. Absolutely unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Not dealing with it anymore. And try to come up with some bullshit excuse why I can look right on a goddamn dash camera and see all the fucking problems. Got lied right to your face. You know? People make piss poor decisions. Oh, there you go. They bitch about, there's another goddamn thing. They bitch about all the money that they don't have. The first one's to call in sick on Monday. 100% true, man. 100% true. Don't get jealous of what somebody else has. Figure out how they got it and go get it for yourself. If you're not willing to make those sacrifices, then this isn't for you. Cut and dry, fellas. Cut and dry. There's no bullshit. There's nothing to talk about. Nothing, you can't tell me anything. And people that think all that stuff can just do whatever, telling you. It's completely different. Cost a lot of money to do this. Costs a lot of money to own a lot of different business, whether you're in heating and air or this type of shit. Are you willing to make that sacrifice? When people ask me, what's it like to own a business? Should I own a business? You need to answer yourself some really good questions. The first one is could you be at your parents' funeral or at your parents' deathbed and get up and leave, okay, and go handle a problem? Or would you answer the phone, yes or no? Okay. Here's another question. Would you be fucking your wife, or if you're a woman, if you were having sex with your husband, boyfriend, whatever, would you stop mid-stroke to answer the goddamn phone? All right? While your girlfriend or wife is staring at you while you're going, yeah. How many trucks do you need? Okay, yeah, we'll get them there. Click. Because you know that if you don't answer the phone, okay, you lost that work for the day, especially in December, January, and February, because they're on to the next person. They're not going to wait for you to call back. They need an answer in 2 minutes. Are you going to stop fucking to answer the phone? Yes or no? Then if you say yes, you're probably ready to own a trucking business or be in to have a real business. Okay. If not, if you don't do that, you're probably not ready. If the first word out of your mouth is, what about my personal time? You're not ready. You're not ready to do this. You're not ready to sign the front of the checks for 30 other people. You're not even in the same fucking ballpark. And people say that, oh my God, you should be, no. Once you own a business, there's no work-life balance. Just fucking throw it in the trash. Here's another fucking thing, and I'll tell you that this is not the only business that it's in. You guys know that the Minnesota Vikings owner fired the general manager. You know what that was about? Is that this guy left during the draft to go watch his children being born. Once the players found out about that, you know what the players said? Like, well, this is bullshit. You know how many games or practices I had to show up to and miss the birth of my children, and this guy's going to go over there? Think about that. They said it on national television. They fired a motherfucker because he said he needed to spend family time while you're making millions of dollars. There's none of that. That's over. That's fucking over. They fired a guy. I'm just telling you. So when people say, "Oh, you have nice shit and you got all this shit," yeah, I earn it. The 3 o'clock in the morning phone calls are fucking why I can do this. Okay? Perfect example. I told my employees we're going on what they call will call. That means we'll call you. I had a meeting, I talked about this. Alrighty? Hey, guys, we're slow right now, but I guarantee if the weather's nice, they're going to call us in because these contractors don't know how to fucking manage their time efficiently. Alrighty? Well, Friday, we had a driver call off. Okay, we tried to call to get somebody else to come in to cover their spot because we had to get the job done. Guess what happened? Out of 19 people, one person answered the phone call. 20 minutes later, okay, another person calls. Hey, Justin, we had a person call in. They need fucking, can you get some trucks down here? All righty, let me call around. 2 people called and said, yeah, we'll come in. One person showed up. The other person didn't show up. You know, and those people will all bitch that they don't make any money. Man, you can't make no money at this fucking company. Fuck this place. This guy's a fucking asshole. Well, at fucking 8 o'clock in the morning, you didn't answer one fucking goddamn fucking phone call. You know? What are you supposed to do, man? All right, I answered the phone, you know. Tried to call all of you, nothing. Did one person call me back? Nope, not one. It's just, don't get jealous of the guy that has his name on the door. Don't, because you're not at his level. Just like I don't get jealous that a guy's got a yacht. You know what I'm saying? I'd love to have a yacht. Not in that realm right now. Trying to figure out how to get a yacht to fly around and get on a yacht. Not on that realm right now. I don't manufacture anything. Can't afford that. I don't pump oil out of the ground. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus Christ. Well, the company loses and the perks go down for the employees. Yep, that's exactly right. You know? Not willing to make that sacrifice. Well, I already had the day off. I was going to go do some stuff. Well, that got canceled. You might as well come on in. They can't do it. Can't do it. Ha! There you go. There's another one. Greg, that is another fucking thing that'll aggravate the shit out of you. You spend all weekend fixing all the shit that they broke for them not to show up Monday. Then they wonder why you're mad. They wonder why you're an asshole. Like, well, I sacrificed all my time so you could go make money. And then Monday you got up and just didn't feel like it. I just, you know what I'm saying? I got a cough. Oh. Then the next Monday, well, I don't have enough money to come in. I don't have gas money. I can't come in. Okay, why do you think that is? You know? Like I had a driver, I want my weekends back. When are we going to stop working Saturdays? I want my weekends. To do what? What are you going to do? I don't have a weekend. I'm here. You know? But then you're going to throw in my face that I'm an asshole. What do you think about it? I've never missed a weekend in 11 years. Where in the fuck you at? You know? You had to work 5. Fuck out of here. That is true. We are a daycare provider. We are an adult daycare center. You know what I should have got? I should be Somalian and I should get millions of dollars for just babysitting grown adults. That's what we should get. Grown adults. That's what we should get. But it is what it is. But anyway, I talked half an hour too long. I got to get the fuck out of here. I got to go home and get changed and get to this goddamn thing. And then we have, I think we got like a baseball party for some older kids. Whatever, where you have to go donate money, you know. And the only thing is that they know I don't drink. So they did buy me my own special 2-liter of Mountain Dew so I can drink Mountain Dew because I don't like Coke, you know, that they put at every one of these things. So the lady that runs it brought my own drink. So I got to show up. So that's kind of cool. At least they know. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want Justin to come, this is what you got to do. So, alrighty. Well, you guys have a good one. I guess I got to fucking go. You know, it is what it is.